We hope everyone's been doing well. We figured we'd come on here and talk about Glock specific deep concealment. And we're referring to concealing while carrying within the waistband. So no pockets, no off-body carry or anything like that. And again, specifically sticking to the Glock. Because if we talked in general, the P365 really is the pioneer and, in our opinion, the leader in making the smallest gun on the market that holds 10+1. So the P365 is essentially this size, just a little bit thicker, a little bit longer than this 43, but the P365 holds 10 in the mag, 1 in the pipe. So that's super attractive for most people. But we understand that a lot of people out there do not like the SIG P365. So this is going to be strictly discussing about Glock. Now, when the P365 did come out, Glock came out and responded with a subcompact firearm, two firearms, the Glock 43X, which is this pistol with this side slide on it, and the Glock 48 like you see here. But this is basically a Glock 19, just thinner here and thinner here. Every other dimension is essentially the same, so slide and barrel length and the grip length. The problem with that is that this is longer than a P365 and it holds the same amount of rounds that the P365 holds. So I'm not sure what Glock was thinking there. But anyways, not the most concealable firearm, because this is usually what pokes out for people when they're trying to conceal while in the waistband. So you might turn one way or another or bend down and this will poke out, whether you're carrying appendix, anywhere from, appendix all the way back to 6 o'clock. This tends to poke out, especially with lighter clothing if you're wearing your size or something a little bit tighter, maybe in the summertime or what have you. So here we're going to discuss what we can do for the Glock guys, right? What can the Glock guys do to get a very, very concealable firearm while maintaining good capacity, right? Close, around to 10 rounds in the gun, and the velocity of a fuller sized slide. So here's what we're going to do. It's very simple. And we don't care about monetization or anything like that, so we don't care. We don't want to make money off the videos. It's just to put out helpful information. So we will disassemble and reassemble the firearms without any type of concern. So there's that. We're going to grab this 43 slide, put it on the 48 frame, and essentially we have a Glock 43X. This is, right, the Glock 43X is just a complete waste. I'm not sure why Glock would come out with something like that. I think they should just trash that. But anyways, that's just us. Let's get this guy out of the way because he's no longer a concern for us. Now we're stuck with a Glock 43 frame and the Glock 48 slide, which gives you the same length slide and barrel as a Glock 19, which is pretty nice. I think it's just over 4 inches, which is great. And now we have a Glock 43L, if you want to call it that. Now, most people say, okay, great. We have the longer slide and longer barrel, which helps with concealment, right? It helps with concealment because when it's in your pants, you have more material pushing against your body, keeping this part of the gun tighter to your body, and this is what usually prints. So yes, the shorter slides, like this guy here, they tend to print more because they flop out a little bit more than the longer slides. But now the problem is, well, I don't have capacity and I don't have the best grip because this is only a 6-round magazine. So if we put the flush 6-round magazine in, we don't really have a place to put that pinky, and some of this finger's sticking out too. So that could be a concern for most folks because it's like, hey, I could just carry the 48 and it's a 10+1. So what I recommend is get this 6-round magazine, or you could use the flush one depending on your shooting skills. All right. You got 7 rounds in the gun. Almost a full-size grip. The pinky hangs off just a little bit, but it's enough to get it on there a good amount. You're getting good velocity. You got 7 rounds in the gun. And then for a backup, why not get one of these? Shield Arms also makes mags that are 9. But this, we have a few of these and we've tried a few hundred rounds through it, and MTX +3, fantastic magazines for the price. So you can have good velocity, good ballistics, decent sized grip. Yes, you only have 7 rounds in the gun, but you have a very, very deep concealable gun. And these magazines weigh nothing. Look, they're even thinner than the Glock 43X and 48 magazines. Look at that. So even when these are loaded with 9 rounds, you are still carrying very lightweight for spare mags. You can carry 2 or 3 of these on you, and you shouldn't be having much of a problem feeling that they're actually there. Now let's put this in, show you what this looks like. It's very close to what a 48 would be. It's just slightly longer, not much, right? So if you want to see it, grip length comparison here, let's see here. Let's get these flush. So, I mean, you're getting about an inch or just less than an inch here. But again, here, you can't cut this off, right? You can't just take it off whenever you want. So you're stuck with this full styled grip, if you will, versus here, you can have the option of having that full grip. You have 10 rounds in the gun, or for deep concealment, you can go with that pinky extender. If you don't like the pinky extender there, you can just go with the flush fitting mag and have extreme deep concealment. Even okay for pocket carry, I guess, if that's your thing. But you still have a good backup. Now again, this is not super ideal. It's not, my first choice. It wouldn't be my first choice. I'm just going over an option for deep concealment if you're a Glock person and you find the Glock 26 or Glock 19 to be too fat or too large, or you find that the grip on the 48 or 43X are just too long for you. So these are just options. Of course, I would rather have a magazine with at least 10 rounds. I live in a state where I'm restricted to 10, so it doesn't matter. About 15 round mags here. So for me, I would like at least 10 rounds in my gun. Yes, here I'm only getting 9 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. I would just carry the Glock 26 personally. Glock 26 frame with the Glock 19 slide. That's what I would do for a Glock carry. But this is just an option for you guys. Let's see how reliable it is, because that's the question, right? Is it gonna work reliably? And having such a short grip, can we get some good defensive accuracy with this? And we're gonna go put it to the test. That's how small it is. There he goes, struggling there. So we're gonna put it to the test and see how he shoots. Let's take a look. Probably not a good gun to be shooting out that far at something so small, but oof, not bad at all. We're aiming right here. So we got all this, basically blew out the center of where we were aiming. Got a few shots here, one of these here, so not bad. 43L. back from the range, and I have to say that I am actually very impressed with how well this shot, how well the magazines worked. We had an issue with the flush fitting OEM mag when we put one in the chamber with the topped off magazine. If I remember correctly, the second shot. So we shot the chambered round, then one of the magazines we were shooting, the second round had a failure to feed. I don't know if it was a combination of the ammo, brand new spring in the magazines, and a combination of a subcompact pistol, which is also new, by the way. That was the first time we shot that. And we had the same issue with this magazine just one time. Again, could be a combination of all of those factors I just mentioned. So keep that in mind. After that, it shot, we put another 250 rounds through it, and not a problem. It worked very well. And I was really surprised how manageable that little grip is. I have a wider hand, and that grip really is, almost non-existing, especially once you start picking up that rate of fire, your hand starts to slip. It's not very textured. So definitely a little bit easier to shoot with the gloves. It's like the gloves gave it more of a fit. I did notice that I felt more comfortable shooting it with the gloves because my hands would get a little bit sweaty trying to hold on to it. And then this finger here would tend to slip down just slightly. Obviously, it's not going to be the most comfortable gun to shoot. It's not a target gun. It's basically get off of me gun, self-defense, deep concealment. But overall, I was really impressed with the results. We were shooting those little 3-inch circles out at 25 feet and out at 45 feet. We did a little bit of higher rate of fire. I wouldn't say it's a rapid fire. Still managed to get within 4-inch groupings. The majority of them within 3 inches, some closer. And at 25 feet, if we took our time, we can literally stack shots with it. So not a bad option for Glock fans who don't want to go to like a P365 or a Hellcat or anything else. Just Glock guys, they might want to do something like this. You got the velocity you're going to want. You got options for the capacity issue, also for your grip issue as well, pinky extenders. So this could be a viable option for you if you're struggling to find the Glock that you find best for concealment. We hope this helps you, and stay tuned. If you guys want to see more, just let us know if this stuff is helpful, and we will try to post more stuff like this. Again, we don't care about monetization or how many followers or whatever you call them on here, subscribers. It's just to put out some information, and our personal opinion is this is not the worst option out there. So there you have it. Thank you. Stay safe. See you next time.